Hey y'all, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome to another live show. Welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Shevvy. And today we are talking about you build a thing, you patent a thing, now what? Okay, come on in. If you're new here, welcome to the Executive Innovation Show. I'm your host, Shevvy. And as your business development consultant and SBIR strategist, I really help tech founders to break into the federal market. And I do that because they don't have the time, they don't have the team, and they don't have the tolerance to navigate the complexity of all the things that is needed to tap into this market. So as their strategic partner, I come in and allow them to keep their capacity and focus on the things that they love to do, which is to build, serve their clients, and I help them to position their company through positioning, outreach, and also partnership. So welcome. And if you're new here, drop a 1 in the chat and say hello, introduce yourself. And I'm streaming live here on LinkedIn, along with my YouTube channel, The Executive Innovation Show. And you can catch me on Facebook as well. So if you are on Facebook, say hello as well. I'm trying to make sure that individuals can see me and can hear me. So let me. So if you are on Facebook. All right, so I'm live on Facebook, so come on in. So today's topic came about because, someone commented on my newsletter. If you're not aware, I have a newsletter that I publish every Tuesday. So go subscribe to that as well to really have an opportunity. But I want to really talk about this topic, how as tech founders, as innovators, I definitely understand, I have conversations with tech founders, I've served tech founders, and you all are visionaries, you are builders, you all are constantly finding solutions to different problems. And you're building, which is amazing, which is great. And also you are taking the opportunity to patent your products because I understand the ownership. I understand that you want to make sure that you leverage what you're building to make a bigger impact, to also make money, because that is the goal, to make money as well. But what I am seeing, and even based on the comment or the question that the person asked, was really like, how do I move? What advice would I give someone who has a solution, has it patented, and it's like, what's next? And that's why this topic is like, yes, you built it, yes, you patented, now what? And it's like buying a piece of land. When you buy a piece of land, it's like you're excited. It's like it's yours, you own it. But if you don't do anything with that land, what happens? Yes, you may, it still has value, of course, just like a patent. It still has value until, you sell it, it expires, whatever the case may be. But how you create more value to that land is by building on the land. So same concept for your patent. It's like you have it, you build a thing, but it's just sitting there. So it's not really getting the value that that is, that it can bring in. I want to thank Samantha for being here. Hey, Samantha, thank you for joining. Please drop in the comment what you do, where you're joining from, because you never know who is listening. Because again, part of what I do is positioning companies to be seen, but also to create those opportunities. So thank you for joining. So as I was saying, you have that piece of land. The more that you build on the land, develop the land, the more value is added, the more opportunity of, people looking at, oh, I want a piece of this. I want a piece of this land. I want to buy this property. So the same thing applies for your solution. You have a solution, you build the product, you have the services. You did your due diligence to making sure that you protect your intellectual property, which is great. But now what? And what I am seeing and hearing is that people are building, but they have no clear direction on what's next for them, because you're in the excitement phase. And I get it. I'm a builder. I'm not building technology things, but what I do, I build, I help people to build the thing that they're looking for. I help people to get to the next level. And for me, as a business consultant supporting tech founders is really helping them to position the thing that they built, the solution that they have. And I like to use my POP framework, my POP method to guide my clients, but also to share with you as a founder, as a innovator, of what you can start doing now. And not even now, because and I'm going to talk about this, it's really about doing this as you are building the thing, the solution that you have for your specific audience, your clientele. And let me put my notes over here. And, some questions that I want to, kind of put out there for you to think about is, yes, you have a solution, but my question is, okay, who are you solving this problem for? Because yes, you found a gap in the market. Okay. And maybe you're like, okay, I have, I think this might be great for DOD. I think this might be great for, pharma. I think this might be great for DHS. Like, you have to really look at, okay, you're building this, but who is this invention for? Who is this solution for? Who is this service for as a tech founder? And drop in the chat, who is it that you're serving? If you're joining me live, let me know who is the person or the organization that you are targeting, that you are serving. And while you're doing that, I want to share with Samantha. She said, I'm from New Jersey. I work with women to help them thrive in male-dominated industries where they are the first or one of a few, while helping companies retain the women. So definitely, so if you are in a male-dominated space, reach out to Samantha. If you want, looking for someone with decades of experience in that space, reach out to her, because guess what? Whether it's speaking, training, consulting, she got you. Thank you for sharing, Samantha. Appreciate you. So like I said, you have to identify who you're, like Samantha just shared, she is serving organizations, women in male-dominated spaces. And that could be in a tech space, that could be in hospitals, that could be in, police department. Like it, sometimes you want to get a little bit granular and go a little bit deeper to really identify who am I speaking to when it comes to my solutions. Who am I, who is this solution for? So you have to be very intentional with the who. Also, we understand, you understand your solution is needed because you created that solution. You build that thing, you got it patented. So yes, it is needed, but who have you spoken to? Have you taken the time as you were building to reach out to a specific organization and say, hey, here's your problem and here's my solution to that? Because I do understand that as a tech founder that you spend a lot of time in the lab building and doing what you love, because that's where your passion, that is your purpose. But you have to bring that out. And I know that most tech founders don't have the time, don't have the team, and don't have the tolerance and capacity to go out and do all the networking, the outreach, and all the things. But it is required for you to implement those things. And if you can do that, that is when you identify a true consultant that can help you get there. And this is what I do for my clients, is giving them back their time, the capacity to focus on the things that they need to focus on. And I do the heavy lifting. I do that 80% where I go out and identify the partnership, the outreach, and also helping them to position their company for better and bigger opportunities. And that is what I want for you. Okay. So as you are building, it's not just only to build, it's not just only to serve, but it's really important for you to position your company to the right agency, whether that's in the commercial market, whether that's in the federal market. You have to identify, who am I serving in this moment, because I do understand we as visionary, we want to serve everyone. I've been there too, but I had to bring myself in and say, you know what, Chevy, you have been trying to serve this person, that person. Let's go a little bit deeper. Who do you want to serve and why? And I'm like, okay, I have a tech background. I have an MBA with an emphasis in IT management. And I have a military background when it comes to strategic partnership, when it comes to strategic thinking, leading team operations, readiness. I'm good. I'm good there. Okay. So I bring all of that into what I do with my clients. So you're not just getting someone who say, hey, I'm a BD. No, I understand the federal landscape. I've done it for 22 plus years in the United States Air Force. So definitely you want to, again, find someone that you can trust and who can help you get to that next level. Because the key thing is, we don't want to just keep building. We don't want to just get the patent and the IP and all the things, which is, yes, we want to do those things. But it's like, now what? What is the next step? So we have to get out of the lab. And I know you probably don't have time for that. That's why you need to bring someone in like me or someone else that you feel is better fitting for you. Okay. So like I said, you don't want to build continue to build and don't have a next step to move in, to step into, I would say. So the things that you want to do is, like I said, my POP method, which is, and I'm going to keep speaking about this because positioning is key. And we don't position until the opportunity comes. We position before the opportunity comes. Okay. And, position your invention. And that is during the build process. As you are building the thing, you are positioning, you're talking about it, whether that's through conversation in person, whether that's through, interviews, whether that's through LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever social media platform that you're utilizing, whether it's through articles. So really making it aware, that visibility, because when you position your company, position your innovation, you are creating that visibility for that thing. Now more people are aware of that specific thing that you just built, that you just patented, that you just created. And now people can say, oh, this might be for us. We may need this. Okay. Excuse me. Let me get some water. And as you're listening, if you have questions, drop it in the chat. And I would love to know how comfortable, from 1 to 10, how would you rate your positioning right now for your company? 1 meaning like, you know what? I have no clarity. I'm just like, girl, I don't know where to start. 5 is like, you know what? I think I know, but I feel like I'm kind of little, or like I'm right at between that 7, 8, because like, okay, I'm comfortable. I'm clear on the who, the why, and the results that I give them. Drop it in the chat. Let me know. So drop that in the chat and let me know. Okay. So position is going to be critical for your next step as you are building, as you are looking to create opportunities. Okay. So always focus on the who, why, when, and the need of what they're looking for. Okay. And then the next thing that you want to do as you are building is you want to build outreach. And I know that you are limited on time, friend. I know you're limited on time, but that is why you want to be strategic. You want to be intentional in bringing someone who can help you with the outreach. And what I do and what I've done for past clients is I go and identify individuals on their behalf. I go out and identify opportunities, whether that's, a SBIR opportunities, whether that's a proposal, whatever they're looking for based on my ability to help and support them. I go out and do the outreach on their behalf because I know they don't have the time as a CEO who is serving clients, who is being innovative, who is leading their current team members right now, and family life and their lives. So they are busy individuals. So I understand the importance and the effectiveness of me going out to do the work. Okay. So welcome, Glenn Roy. Thank you for joining. Not a woman, but always here for professional lessons. You are good. Everyone is welcome here, whether you are male, female, they, he, she, they, all the things. Anyone is welcome on this show, on this platform. So please don't feel, anyway. Welcome, Glenn Roy. So like I said, position, and you want to make sure that you build. And the reason that you want to build those outreach, because before you get to that finish line, that end product, you want to make sure that you already created some opportunities. Well, that's having conversations to say, hey, here's what I'm building. Here's a potential opportunity to license this innovation, to create, to even sell it before it is actually fully developed. So outreach is going to be critical for your next step. It's going to be critical for your business success. So I'm sharing this because too often people are building in a silo and they're building with small teams. And it's like, okay, we have this amazing thing. Now what? And that's where I come in as your business development strategic partner. I come in to support you with the next step. And it shouldn't be the next step. It should be like, okay, we need to have someone on board now as we're building that can go out and position our company, can go out to do the outreach, but also go out and find partnerships. Okay. Because sometimes that win may not come from a contract directly, like you applied for, but it may come from a partnership. And whether you are working with the government, the state, it's a partnership that you are agreeing to deliver a specific service or product. So if you think about partnership, that is from beginning to end. And when you develop strategic partnership, you are building long-lasting relationships that leads to multiple opportunities. And I'm sharing this because this is proven, whether it's the military, whether it's, in the commercial space, whether it's, you're serving your spouse. Partnership is key to your success. I'm not saying it's like the only way, but it's one of the most important way. And clients that I've served, I brought partnerships to them where they're still having second and third conversations where they can support this bigger company with their product that can lead to multiple millions of dollars. Did you hear that? This is what I do. I bring you that aligned partnership that leads through conversations that I continue to facilitate. Because again, I know that you don't have the time or the capacity to sit and follow up on emails, to ping the person and say, hey, let's set up this next meeting. That's why you bring me in, to facilitate these conversations, especially if you don't understand the federal landscape. Now you have someone who is now your strategic military advisor to help you navigate that road, navigate that path, because this is what I'm doing currently right now. Okay. This is what I'm doing right now. And this is also what I continue to do for my clients because I enjoy being in this space. If you are looking for someone to position you, to help you with outreach, to help you with finding and identifying partnership, then I can help you. I would love you to reach out to me. You can send me a DM to learn more about my strategic growth sprint, which is a 90-day opportunity for me to help you position your company, do outreach that aligns with what you're looking for. Because that thing that you build, we don't want to just have it sitting on the shelf. We don't want to have you just sitting on your computer or wherever you have it. We want to make sure that, hey, you are talking to the right individuals that can say, hey, we need this, or identify another partner or person in their community to say, hey, I don't need it, but I know someone else that can utilize this specific thing that you have, this solution that you have. So if you're like, this is what I need, I invite you to reach out to learn more of how I can support you, because I don't want you to continue to keep building, patenting your product, and then nothing. Okay. Samantha said, I'm clear. Yes, yes, yes. Love that. And then Glenn Roy said, there are those business owners who are in the midst of the cognitive work of business development that do not have time to put into having their boots on the ground. With them being in the war room, they need someone on the battlefield to allow their ideas to come to life. Shevvy will be your professional special operator. Special operator. Exactly, in a professional space. Thank you for that, Glenn Roy. Definitely appreciate those kind words. And yes, You know, a lot of the, tech founders, business owners, they are in the midst of the cognitive work of just developing, and they don't have time to go out and do those outreach. So thank you for that. And that's why, they have people like you, they have people like me, they have people like Samantha who provide a service that helps them to elevate where they're at to where they're trying to go. All right. And Samantha said, women who women who want to stay at the table, who want the first view, and only they want to be part of building inclusion. So yes, so women who wants to stay at the table, who won the first review, and only wants to be part of building inclusion. Exactly. So thank you for sharing that, Samantha. Yeah. So like I said, if you are serious about working with someone who has your best interests, who is going to do the work, who's going to deliver, who is going to help you execute and give you back your time and capacity to focus on building and creating more and serving clients, then I invite you to reach out, because I'm not looking to work with someone who just want to say, be in that space of just talking. We execute, we make things happen over here. Okay. So if you're serious about moving and getting traction, getting that momentum going so that you can position, you can create that outreach, but also create those potential partnership, then reach out to me to learn more about the strategic growth sprint. And also I want to kind of put a quick plug in here. If you're like, hey, Shevvy, I am not at that level, I need the foundation, then I am working on something that will be coming up, launching in August. And it will be a 6-week opportunity for us to work together in a small, intimate group. So I just want to kind of plug that here for now, but you will learn more about that later on, where we really focus on foundation, positioning, because you can't continue to show up when you don't have the basic necessity when it comes to positioning your business for more opportunities. So as always, any questions before I leave today? I want to thank you all for joining, and share this live with a friend who is in the tech space, who is behind the scenes building, serving, but they are looking for more opportunity. You're looking to pat and break into my camera it was black for some reason. But yes. So thank you for joining. I am Shevvy. Oh, 1 second before I go. And Glenn Roy said, and don't be afraid of the question, have you considered? Exactly. Thank you for that, Glenn Roy. And then he also said, don't get too tunnel vision. Sometimes we do, because we're like, I need to get this done. But it's so important for us to say, you know what, let me lift my head up and see, okay, what support do I need right now? What support do I need right now? And Samantha said, women who wants to stay at the table, period. Exactly. Well, thank you, Glenn Roy. Thank you, Samantha, so much for sharing your thoughts, but also for joining in as well. And as always, thank you all so much for joining. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Executive Innovation Show. And as always, I am Shevvy, your host, consultant, and speaker, helping tech founders to break into the federal market who don't have the time, team, or tolerance to do so, and also helping them to submit SBIR merit-worthy proposal. So for me is, guess what? You build the solution, and we build the path to get it positioned, seen, and funded. That is what we do over here. You build it, and we're going to create that path for you to position that thing, whether that's a product or service, get it seen, but also the goal is to get it funded. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, have an amazing Wednesday, and I will see you all next Wednesday as well too. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My accent is coming out, The Executive Innovation Show, and I will see you all next Wednesday. Bye.